Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is December the 5th, 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking, offended by selling, unconfiscatable. Value your wealth in Bitcoin, people. All right. I'm in Los Angeles now. Took a cross-country flight from Baltimore to LA on Southwest. Had to do my show, of course. Oh, yeah, I'm exhausted. You better believe it. And I didn't have time to shave before I got on the plane today. They let me on the plane still. I really want to shave. All right, check out all the links below. Everything I talk about in this video is linked to below. Get your Trezor, get your T-shirts. These dudes are up in Canada. My buddy's up in Edmonton. And I'm going to talk about Canada today, not about Edmonton specifically, but some guys you're more familiar with. And hopefully they'll be on the show soon. Yesterday, it was late at night in Baltimore. I was tired, and I forgot to bring up something that was originally in the title, and that was people talk about Bitcoin being a store of value, or it's not really a store of value. Oh, it's gone. Oh, I value my wealth in fiat, and it's gone down in fiat. Well, let's take the country of Nigeria as an example of where people really should value their wealth in Bitcoin, and where Bitcoin is a store of value compared to what they have to go through there. They've got a currency there called the Naira, the Nigerian Naira. Now, in the past, as early as in 2015, I have made videos about Nigeria, how the Nigerians should get into Bitcoin. And over that time period, they have inflated their currency, of course. It's an oil-based economy, so oil isn't going to be around forever. And they're pretty happy in Nigeria when they have double-digit inflation, but it's almost not double-digit inflation. Like, it's 11%. It's barely double-digit inflation. I mean, this is the situation. So if you live in a country like that, okay, and you're happy that it's only 11% inflation a year. I mean, it's an oil-based economy now, and again, this country has 190 million people in it. All right, I think it's the 8th most populated country on the face of the planet. By 2050, it will be the 3rd most populated country on Earth. Okay, so they're going to do what they have to. They're going to keep on printing their money over there. So this isn't a small little country that has, you know, people. Venezuela is a big country, but not as big as this country, and not growing as fast as this country. So this is my point in bringing up Nigeria. That, are you going to, considering all the circumstances, if you were living in Nigeria, would you value your wealth in Naira or Naira, whatever it's called? Or would you immediately try to protect your wealth and put it into Bitcoin? Okay, that's your store of value right there, because it's the wild, wild west out there, and it's a corrupt government, like many African countries. But I mean, we're talking about a tremendous. So this is going to play out over time. I mean, it's the biggest oil producer in all of Africa. That could all come to an end one day. So when you think about the store of value, a lot of people are like, oh, it's gone down. So in terms of Naira, it hasn't done that bad as of late. I mean, again, everything, Bitcoin was an incredible bubble, it appears, in terms of fiat in a year ago. So in terms of a lot of fiat, a lot of different currencies, it's gone down in value. But I mean, we're talking like since 2015, since I've been making these videos about Nigeria. Yeah, you best have been in Bitcoin rather than Naira. And again, in the long run, they're going to keep on having 11% inflation every single year and be proud of that, okay? And be an oil-based economy and be growing so fast. So, hey, if you're watching this in Nigeria, you understand what store of value is, or you should. And if you do, get some Bitcoin, pound that like button, okay, Africa. And Paul F sent 449 Australian dollars in the super chat. He says, hope you're well. Great job, mate. Passion. Oh, dude, Paul, I am well. I don't get sick, actually. I do intermittent fasting. I run. I work out, all this great stuff. And I have a positive attitude no matter what happens in life. Now, of course, I'm very tired because I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. And I went on a cross-country flight just now. And my whole schedule has been, the last 2 weeks now has been just wild. But hey, man, you got to deal with life. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. So take personal responsibility whatever country you're in. So yeah, going back to Nigeria, take personal responsibility, dude. Your country is not going to get, your government isn't going to get less corrupt. They're not going to stop printing your currency, okay? It's not going to get better. You can make it better for yourself by considering Bitcoin a store of value, by protecting your wealth that way. All right, so yes, no matter what's going on in the Meister's life, if he's going on a cross-country flight, if he's traveling from continent to continent, you can be guaranteed there'll be a new show here every single day. So check out disruptmeister.com to watch the archives and techbalt.com to watch the archives of This Week in Bitcoin show, which comes on every Friday. And hopefully this Friday, I think BTC Benny will be on, and some other people. I'm still working on it, and I know it's almost this Friday. But yeah, I've been busy. And I want to say happy Hanukkah. It's the 4th night of Hanukkah. And I brought my travel menorah with me, and I lit the candles already. They've long since burnt out. So let's go back to BTC Benny and actually Francis also, who is a Canadian, who were both with me in Calgary at the Bitcoin Rodeo. We all spoke there. It was a great time. Now, Francis has a tweet that's out there. It says, I'm back and more bullish on Bitcoin than ever. It's time to cut all the BS and double down on Bitcoin exclusively. Tonight in Calgary, I guess that was tonight, in Calgary, we announced a union of early Bitcoin maximalists committed to building the Bitcoin standard in Canada. Coinbase and BitPay, we're coming for you. Okay, now this is something called Bitcoin Bull or something like that. Now, Benny will talk about this on my show. Maybe Francis will come on also. And follow Francis and Benny. Francis's tweet is linked to below. And BTC Benny, you can find him easily. He'll be on he's been on my show many times. You all know him. BTC Sessions, you know him by also, of course. So that's interesting. What are these dudes doing up in Canada? I'm very curious. Francis and Benny getting together in Calgary. It was in Calgary they made this announcement. They're competing with Coinbase? What's going on? What is this? It sounds a little vague right now, but I'm sure they probably explained it tonight. Bitcoin Bull or Bull, it's called. We'll see. You're hearing it here first, or if you follow those guys, you're hearing it there. Or if you're in Calgary at their big party or their event, you're hearing it there. All right. Here's Breaker Magazine. Again, I've mentioned these dudes a lot. They're online. BreakerMag.com. New video appears to link 10x president to Lioness pyramid scheme. So, okay, 10x was one of those flavor of the month ICO, altcoins, whatever you want to call it, that people were asking me about months ago. And they haven't come out with their product yet, which is no surprise. And the guy behind it now, this article reveals, might have had something to do with a pyramid scheme. And his ICO seems shady, and I guess it's no surprise. Again, this is what happens to you. And this is personal responsibility as a new counterculture. Again, everybody wants this cool flavor of the month, 10x. They're going to have a credit card. They're better than Bitcoin. And this is what you get. Some dude that was associated with some lioness pyramid scheme, apparently. Read the article. You should never have gotten any darn ICO to begin with, people, if you've been watching this show. Adam, what do you think about this project? I don't think anything about your darn project. I think about Bitcoin. I value my wealth in Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. But hey, there were plenty of people that got caught up in that. And now you're seeing the results with these ICOs, how illegitimate they were. And the people behind them, my Lord. But again, it's not just ICO. There are a lot of shady people in the cryptocurrency space. If it seems too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. There's nothing wrong with just having Bitcoin. But you're going to learn that the hard way. So speaking about Bitcoin, nothing wrong with just Bitcoin. These 51% attacks, okay? Vertcoin got 51% attacked, okay? And we're hearing about other altcoins that might be 51% attacked or easily 51% attacked, okay? This isn't, but Bitcoin cannot be 51% attacked, basically. It cannot be. All the weaker brothers and sisters and cousins, they all can be. But here's the thing. Institutional investors, golden holders, they don't know what the heck a 51% attack is. They want their wealth to be secure. And if you can turn back the clock on an altcoin, okay, change its history, steal from it by a 51% attack, then your wealth is not secure on any of these altcoins. So these people are going to start coming to the realization that these things are totally not secure and that you might think you own some, and then the clock might be turned back from a 51% attack. And that's it. There's a double spend. You don't have it anymore. It's gone. Magically, but it's not too magic. It's some black magic there. Pound that like button. So institutions, traditional investors are going to hear about these things. And it's going to slow them down. Okay? What? I can buy something and then it disappears? Can this happen with Bitcoin? And it can't. But they're going to hear the stories about, and look at this here. Tour de Meester reminds us Bcash market cap now only 3.4%, that of Bitcoin. 51% attack seems only a matter of time unless they hard fork again to change their proof of work algorithm. So, I mean, and we've already had B Gold was attacked at one point. Instead of 51%. But here's the point. If crypto dividends that have the Bitcoin name in them get 51% attack, then it'll get fudded up in the news, and people will think, oh my, wow. That means if something called Bitcoin can, if they can steal from that, then they can steal from Bitcoin. So again, we talk about institutional investments and custodial solutions and all the big money that's going to pour in the cryptocurrency. Well, they might not want to diversify for the sake of diversification anymore if some of the things they might diversify in can be stolen. Okay? And they're going to have to think a lot more about even jumping into Bitcoin because of all this nonsense. Now, again, we all understand this can't happen to Bitcoin, okay? But this kind of stuff is going to freak them out. It's going to freak some people out. And just for the long term, I think that's good. Let people get in when they're totally confident, when they're not going to get freaked out, when it's not as wild, wild west as it currently is. But in the short term, this is, if there's another major 51, if Bcash gets 51% attacked, it's not. It's temporarily for the space. If you value your wealth in fiat, you're not going to be too happy. But again, just value your wealth in Bitcoin. There's going to be some bumps in the road, obviously there's going to be some FUD, and the ETF again. What I was trying to say before when I was rubbing my face, the ETF stuff could get obviously slowed down too. I mean, and you'll probably never see, maybe now, still some of these proposed altcoin ETFs will never happen. All right, I'm getting really tired now. So Guy Bennett, first of all, Paul F sent $2.99 again, Australian. He says, pound that like button. Haha. Dude, thank you for the $2.99 Australian dollars. Guy Bennett sends $5. He says, and thank you, dude. He says, ignore the prices. If you own more Bitcoin than you did the month before, you are doing it right. Strong hand. Oh, I couldn't have said it better myself. Of course, ignore those fiat freaks. Ignore them. You're valuing, you want more Bitcoin. Bitcoin is your wealth. Value your wealth. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. I don't know how much Bitcoin even is worth in fiat. I mean, literally, I was on a plane for 6 freaking hours. You know, there's no internet on that darn thing. I didn't know the price. I know that, but I did know that one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. If I would have opened my laptop, I would have seen that written down somewhere. In all my notes, all my sayings I have written down somewhere. Yeah, I have saved like all of my catchphrases in different places. I'm one of the, well, anyway, there's a reason for that. I was going to give a speech based on that's in the future. All right. So I shared Tor Demeester's thing. All right. Here is a dude that is in motion. So yeah. The Vertcoin thing, I was saying, a series of 51% attacks on Vertcoin took advantage of what had previously been a selling point, mining done on commercial GPUs without any dominant mining pools. All right, so read that article. And okay, a guy sent me this article, and he's in motion, so I'm going to share it. It's linked to below. An open letter to governments, how to fix the mess you created in our global financial system, by Itoko Mirai. Sounds Japanese to me, but you never know with these names. You know, Satoshi Nakamoto sounds Japanese, but okay. Itoki's article, you know, I'm not into, he phrased it, the mess you created. Sure, they create. You know what? I'm taking personal responsibility. I'm opting into Bitcoin. And his article is basically suggesting the same thing, that governments could opt into Bitcoin also. So I'm not a person that likes to, you know, stress the past of what the government has done, you know, setting up the central banks and everything. That's the system we live under. We live under this central bank system. But the cool thing is we can opt out into the Bitcoin overlay and let them have their central bank system. But he wants them to correct their central bank system. Okay, they're going to have, and he gives some, you know, he gives some reasons why it would be good for humanity, good for them, and you know, but they're short-term thinkers, and he points that out. The government always comes up with short-term solutions, and they can't think long-term because most people can't think long-term, and they got to come up with short-term solutions to bribe the people to vote them back in. Anyway, read this guy's. He just sent the email. I'm sure he'll be shocked I just mentioned it so fast. And again, I owe a lot of people a lot of emails and a lot of DMs. I'm going to catch up on that now that I am in Los Angeles, probably this weekend, hopefully. And yeah, it's nice to be on the West Coast. It is raining though when I landed, but you know, I'm moving on with life and everything. I mean, obviously, I love my family in Baltimore and everything, but we got to get back to our regular swing of things. And I'm a traveler, so it was an invigorating feeling to get off the airplane today, even though it was raining. So anyway, everybody, pound that like button, bang that bell button, click on those squares up there. Follow me at TechBalt on Twitter, TECHBALT. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the link section below. And I'm just feels like I forgot something, but I didn't. All right, I'm going to go to sleep. I'll say hi to everybody in the chat. See you later.